Hello. Hello. Uh, Something about trucking that I should talk about. It's like, yeah, trucking has gotten worse, Trainers, the trainers don't really train. They just they just do it for the paycheck, Some of them are. Some of the ones I've seen, they just do it for the paycheck. And and then yeah, when they get their trainers, they take a student to be a trainer, which doesn't make sense. I always believe that you need to put at least 5, 6 years under your belt, or 5, 6 years experience before you even become a trainer. I wouldn't trust a fresh student to be a trainer at all. You know, and then the way I looked at it is like I was with Celadon. The trainer's kind of like they don't really train the students on how to do the paperwork or how to do especially the paperwork. You know, they don't give them the familiarization of how what to do and how to do their paychecks and how to do because every trucking industry is different when they do their paychecks. Yeah, the electronic logs with Celadon. It's like, yeah, they ran me. I mean, I was run hard. I was running constantly. My dispatcher always kept me busy because she knew exactly I get things done. And she didn't care. I like my dispatcher at Celadon. I kind of do miss her, but it's like, but I was at the point where I just can't take it no more. You know, because they ran. You know, like I said, I stayed out a year and 18 months straight with 2 days off. According to Celadon, I took 4 days off. One day, on my day off, I get to go home, get to go towards my house, and get the 2 days off. And then one of my vacation days it was is me leaving, you know. And then I couldn't take a certain amount of time off. They didn't like me to take. I wanted, I tried to get 28 days off, you know. So, and they wouldn't give it to me, even though I earned all those 28 days off with them. They don't like that. So why have these fucking days? If you stay out for so long, why can't I take the whole month off? I try to ask them to take 30 days off, which I had over 30 days off in Celadon. Yeah, and you have to fight these fucking companies, especially the mega carriers, to do that, because it's mostly about production as a company driver. Company driver, is like it's a production. It's like I the way I made money is like I said, I stayed out. I stayed out for a year and 8 months, and I got burnt out doing it. Because they want me. They had they told me to be home every weekend, but it's like it doesn't work because I won't be home every weekend with these people. I'll be up in Indianapolis doing my time off up there since my car is up there, and stay in a hotel. You know, because it works easier when you're near the terminal when you have time off. So basically, I didn't have a home anyways. I was living in my trailer. You know, I was living in my fucking trailer. Yeah, because I thought that would be the easiest way to be home more often if I live near the terminal. If you live in near your terminal, you have a good chance of being home. You know, the company I'm with now, because my last year paycheck with Celadon, doing all the Canadian runs and $1 million loads was $29,000. You know, one full year, and I have like you know it's like 20 years experience, No, I had more experience than anything else, and they're paying me 32 cents a mile. And then they got all these, especially in big companies, they have all these deductions. Especially I'm paying for all the deduction. I'm paying for the Easy Pass. Basically that comes out of my paycheck. Is paying for the Easy Pass, the locks and everything. That come out of my paycheck. It's like everything comes out of your paycheck in Celadon. What they give you, what they put you in your truck, and then getting oil. Only time you can get oil is in the terminal, When you're in the terminal, you get an oil, and they keep track of how many gallons of oil you get. And I used to get like 2 gallons of oil like every fucking, couple, every, like every month. I always put 2 gallons of oil in the truck like every month, to maintain the truck, Yeah, it's funny. It's like when I drove for Celadon, I got paid $20 to cross the border, and $20 to come back into the United States. And you telling me but I get paid by the mileage, Here, it's funny. I haul this $1 million load going to Canada, and I'm getting paid $20 to cross the border, with a $1 million load. I see. When you cross the border, you get to see the actual cost of what the load's worth, because that's what the Canadian Canadian Americans need to see, the actual cost, to deliver this load. They want, and then it's funny how things are. It's like, yeah, they're making, $1 million loads. You're making pretty good money hauling that $1 million loads. You got to be at least $4 or $5 a mile easily, Especially going to Canada, especially, and then breaking the bonds. I used to pick up Mexican loads, and I used to go to Canada, go on the American side, break a bond, get a stamp, and then go on Canada side. And then sometimes I go to Canada, and there are certain places in the United States where I have to break the bond there, and it's usually, it's kind of, so I had to go to some kind of brokerage company to break the bond. And I had to wait for their ass so I can deliver the load, It tells you there's a lot of paperwork. You have to fax all your paperwork. When you're crossing borders, you have to fax every single paper that they give you, especially to customs, customs. And the brokers want to know exactly what's on that trailer, You have to fax everything. And sometimes some companies, they have like over 100 sheets, and if you go to a truck stop, it's like $1 a sheet, $1 to $2 a sheet. And imagine having 25 to 50 sheets you have to fax, especially on the Canadian side, which it's like, and sometimes they don't take credit cards up there. They don't take credit cards or debit cards, American credit cards or debit cards, so you have to carry cash, just in case. And then, yeah, it's funny, American side, they'll chew your ass out. They're assholes, but they got calmed down. I mean, when I was there, first beginning, a long time ago when I first done it, I got my ass chewed out by the Canadian. I almost got tased, especially down in Detroit, I almost got tased down in Detroit. Detroit is the worst place to cross the border, especially coming back to America. Detroit is the worst place to cross the border because these people are fucking assholes with fucking attitude that wants to use their fucking tasers, My experience of crossing, going to Canada is nice. I talked to a Canadian border guard one time. It was really nice talking to him. It was for a change, It kind of like, he took the stress out of me. And we talked for about like 45, 30, 40 minutes, and it was a nice talk, you know. Why can't border people be like that, But they have to put, to me, coming to America is like going to jail, It's like being in jail when you cross to America's side, the I look at border guards as fucking jail people, as guards, guards for inmates, that's how I look at anybody who has authority has they're like guards for inmates, and we're the inmates going into our own country, That's how I see it, It just, I don't know. I didn't get paid, Celadon didn't pay me enough, across to Canada, to go to Canada, and do all the bullshit for them, Because I did a lot. I mean, I knew the paperwork really good. I mean, the system was changed, but it got a little bit easier. But it's like, it's just funny, how Celadon is. A big company. It's, it's funny about me. I would go back to Celadon, even though they don't pay much. They only pay half what I make right now, Most big companies, they won't pay, They will not pay, It's like, yeah, I was at 32 cents a mile, I think. 32 cents a mile, and and I took out of the whole year, made $29,000 out of the whole fucking year, It's like that for all big companies that I work for. 29 grand. And then I made less than that before. I used to make 20,000 when I first started trucking. I used to make $20,000 a year. 20, 35 sometimes, and then gradually I worked for USA Truck. I got fired from USA Truck, so yeah, tells you, I mean, I was making lower than 30 grand a year. All the companies I worked for, except for Cranston. Cranston was the first, it was a dedicated company, and I made about 49, 50 grand a year. And then this company that I'm working for now, I'm doing 60 grand a year easily. It's like, yeah, anything that's affiliated with Ryder, That's why I'm staying with this company, I'm not gonna move. I might as well just tolerate New Jersey, even though New Jersey is the worst place to drive, Worst place to go pick up loads. I got used to the New Jersey people. But it's like that was it,